Fit the beat.
All right, take 7. All right, thank you for tuning in to the Doc Nash and the Diamonds. We're officially official. As the president would say, it's gonna be great. As the president say, it's gonna be wonderful, amazing. Shout out to him too, man. Fuck what they talking about. Yeah, bro, do your thing. Do your thing, bro. We could have been done with the motherfucker by now, but y'all let him do his thing. So I'm gonna say, go do your thing. You got 3 years and 9 months. All right, do your thing. But after this, I'm voting for the other niggas, and I think everybody should do that. Stop trying to figure out what party you gonna stay with for the rest of your life when they both trying to fuck you. So every time it's time to pick one of them niggas, you gotta pick the other one, okay? If you picked Democrat last time, you gotta pick Republican this time. If you picked Republican last time, you gotta pick Democrat this time. That's the only way us people gonna win. You gonna have a peace of mind with it, and guess what? They ain't gonna have no power over your life because you already know how you gonna vote. They ain't asking you, oh well, do we need to put this on? Alright, we'll get into it. Cause y'all stupid as hell. I'm just joking. I ain't got everything figured out. I'm wrong about a lot of things, but yeah. I'm tired of being pulled to the left and the right. Fuck the left and the right. We gonna sit in the middle and we gonna let them niggas figure out where they wanna dibble and dabble. We just gonna keep switching back and forth. We might as well, right? Cause hell, if you give them 10 years of power, 20 years of power in one party, they ain't gonna do nothing. They ain't gonna do nothing. Make sure your ass ain't getting rich. Now that's both ways, my nigga. So you gotta constantly play these niggas against each other the same way they playing us against each other. That's how we win. But y'all get here. You'll get here sooner or later. You'll catch up to me sooner or later. Because, you know, I got a voice just like your ass. But we're gonna get into it. You can't read the room and you ain't got no self-awareness. Don't be that guy, okay? Don't be that guy. Lack of self-awareness, ain't reading the room. Nigga gotta be annoyed and mean to you because you ain't got common sense to move the fuck around. But I'm big chillin' and I don't want no chillin'. Anyway, I'm gonna be doing some smoking and some drinking. Speaking of which, I figured it out. But I wanna smoke as I talk to you. Because I'm a grown-ass man. I'm a grown-ass man. You dig what I'm saying? Are you digging what I'm saying? Tell that bitch I ain't playing. Alright. Oh, we live now. This is how it's gonna be from now on. You chilling with me, the DOC. You know, we're gonna stay on our P's and Q's and our ABCs. But anyway. So, I wanna spend this episode talking about who I am, what I got going, and what you can expect. I'm gonna be taking some breaks in between, but I also want to let you know what I got going on, who I am, what I'm about, what I got going on, and then we're gonna talk about some serious conversations in the stock market and also in sports as well. And I'm gonna discuss with you guys some of the activities you can expect from me on the show, because I'm really playing it by ear. I'm doing everything by myself, and that's fine. I like it. Got total control of the creativity and how everything comes out. So I'm gonna keep, for the most part, I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm trying to keep it simple. But as time goes on, it's gonna get better, you know, hopefully. But the goal is to expose myself to you guys and stop hiding how great I am and the things that I know and love, so I can hopefully I'm clear my throat. So hopefully I can inspire you to go ahead and start that thing that you've been putting off, or inspire some confidence in you as I do my thing and as you see me grow. We grow together, you know what I mean? So we're gonna be talking about a lot of that. So I want to do some shout outs. First off, shout out to my mom, shout out to my father, shout out to my grandparents, shout out to all my families and all my supporters. I also want to shout out some small businesses that I am not necessarily affiliated with, but my friends, they have a couple small businesses. I want to go ahead and shout out those businesses on here. So we're gonna I would like to shout out Keyframe Construction, and also I also want to shout out Home at Home Blower Door Scheduling. So yeah, shout out to those two companies, and also shout out to Screen Idols and Austin Davis and the Fox and Bear brand. Now that I got those shout outs out of the way, well, a couple more. Shout out Austin, shout out Troy, DJ 8 O'Clock, and shout out my boy Kenneth. Shout out my boy Kenneth in Memphis, man. I ain't forget about you. I never forgot about you, man. I never forgot about you. And also shout out to Jit the Beast. Shout out to my boy. Got a couple beats from you. Got a couple songs finished, and I'm trying to go ahead and get those released so you can listen to them and everybody else can listen to them. See what I got going on. And so I ain't really I'm not on no cloud chasing thing. So those were my shout outs. These are the people I know in my personal life. You know what I mean? I could call them. So I love y'all. I hope you love me enough to support me in any form or fashion. So right now, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Twitch. I'm everywhere. I'm trying to be everywhere, not at all times. I'm just trying to be accessible to you on all these different platforms. So eventually, you're gonna be able to find out all these links. I'm gonna probably do a link tree, and that's gonna be specifically for the YouTube. So when you come here, you can find me on all the different platforms, especially the ones that you like to use. So TikTok, Twitch, things of that nature. So let's get into a real topic right now. And the topic I want to talk about is the president. It's pretty much a lot of the things that everybody is talking about in the world, but for my own spin on it, maybe you can get some refreshing insight, or just see how you just see it from a different angle. So Donald Trump is the president. Hired Elon Musk, fired a lot of people, a lot of executive orders in place. So this is pertinent. This is important to me because it gives me an idea of the direction of the economy, the nation, how people are thinking, you know, the social aspect of the thing and everything. But it really just it really helps when you're doing the stock market to pay attention to the politics, to pay attention to what the business news, and to really just stay locked in, or just, you ain't gotta stay locked in, just at least tapped in a little bit. You know what I mean? You gotta listen to it every day so you can make sure it's not a foreign language to you, because most of the things that make people rich are actually simple, but you have to dedicate yourself and have some discipline and some focus about it in order to learn these things. It either could take you 2-3 months to learn Spanish or the stock market or Chinese, or it could take you 3 to 6 years because you in and out of it. So you need to lock in for a minute and get to it. But that's with anything in life. But anyway, so the thing we're going to be talking about, we're just going to talk about politics. And we're going to talk about politics, and we're going to touch on some sports topics. So I'm going to go ahead and just talk about the main topic. Donald Trump is the president. The stock market is down. Tariffs are being thrown around to the left and the right, up and down. Tariff, you get a tariff, you get a tariff, you get a tariff. On some Oprah shit. But here's the thing. On the individual and emotional level, a lot of these countries that are not America, I mean a lot of them, they have resentment for the American dream, the American lifestyle, what America is supposed to be, and what it's doing and what it's not doing. So when you get somebody who's not afraid to stand their ground like Donald Trump, it can come off as scary. Yes, it's scary. Yes, it's scary. Because here's the thing. A lot of you people, a lot of us, I ain't gonna say a lot of you people because that sounds fucked up. But a lot of us have daddy issues. So we can't listen to a masculine figure of authority. You see what I'm saying? But one thing I know for sure, I damn sure don't want no pansy, no flimsy back, spineless motherfucker running the country or fighting a war for me or fight next to me in a war. So if you don't know, let me enlighten you of the journey of the DLC to KV. That's me. I served 6 years in the Army National Guard. Completed my contract, albeit that I did pop hot. Fuck it, I don't care. It was the 6th year. I was getting out anyway. Didn't give a fuck. I really want to do my music shit. Want to finish college. Didn't like it. My heart wasn't in it no more. But yeah, did my 6 years in the military. 88 Mike. Outstanding soldier when it came to soldiering. You did? But when it came to be a person, I was my own person. Never my own soldier, but always my own person. You did? So, did that. Man, shout out to the 1174th if you ever served in the military. Shout out to you. Shout out all the military. You got my support to the very end. You did? And it'll never change. Because I gave my oath and I meant that shit when I did. And if I got to put my life on the line to save y'all, I'm fine with it. I already agreed to that. Me and God already came to an understanding on that. You feel me? So I'm always, when it comes down to that, I'm going to let you know, we need to support the military. I got friends in there. Yeah, I got friends in there. You know what I mean? And it's alright if you choose it and you change your mind on it. But remember, you took an oath. You can't never unlearn what you learned. So you are who you are and never deny it. Because life is going to be hard when you do that. You feel me? So, yeah, I served in the military for 6 years. The Army National Guard in Tennessee. 1174th. The highest rank I got to was Specialist, which is E4. You know, yeah, one of these days I discuss my stories, a couple stories from my military time. And so I was in military and in college at the same time while working this job here and there in between, making things happen for myself how I need to happen. But I always stayed on top of my music because I knew down deep, first I needed to get better information, knowledge, education about music so I can just so my skills can get better. So yeah, so pretty much spent a lot of time recording, you know. But anyway, so I just want to give you my military background. If you ain't fucking with me, you ain't fucking with yourself. If you're lacking self-awareness, you're somewhere you're not supposed to be. You're trying to fit in, you know. But anyway, this is a perfect time to get into the stock market because the stock market is down. If you're just trying to test out the waters, this is a good time to test out the waters. But don't be testing out the waters with the whole bank. You know what I mean? That don't make no sense. But in the same sense, nigga, if you want to get wealthy right now, you want to see a difference in the income, this is probably the time to invest in that company that you always watching on TV. You're always buying their products. You're always buying into their programs and their marketing already. So go ahead and figure out how to invest at this very fucking point. You feel me? I ain't checked the stock market today. Don't know what it's doing. I just know it's down. And it's going to keep going down for probably about, I'm going to say, another 20 some odd days. So you got about 3 weeks to get your shit in order. And if you got some extra cash laying around, throw it in the stock market real quick. And just wait. Just wait. And I ain't gonna say as soon as you see some profit, as soon as you see green, I ain't gonna say cash out. Don't cash out just yet, but if you see some profit, substantial profit, significant profits, probably need to cash out. or else your ass gonna be holding that L. You feel me? You're gonna be holding that L. But then you also, but after that, after you get your first dub, because that's what they handing you, I can't explain to you, but listen to what I'm saying. When the market, do you want to buy a car when the car buying market is a seller's market? Right now is a buyer's market. That's what a bull market is. That's what you got to understand. It's a buyer's market, meaning the sellers of that car or that stock, they value having the capital more than the ownership. So you need to capitalize on that little small window. It's a small window because they mastered it with AI. They mastered it with all the computer programs that they got and the softwares that they have. They didn't master this shit. So you coming in, their first goal is to trick you out of your spot, take your money. And we ain't gonna let that happen because why? We talk about things that matter, politics, things that's moving the economy, understanding laws, bills, what's going on. We stay current on our news over here, you know what I'm saying? So we always got something to not only talk about, but always something to react to and move forward for ourselves. We're trying to move the needle forward for ourselves. And a lot of you niggas, a lot of people don't know how to do that because they haven't been exposed to the smoothness and the viability, and the value of actually staying in tune with the news and what's going on. Not only in America, but around the world. You know what I'm saying? Global news. So we're gonna slightly touch on things. And if you, I ain't picking sides. The only side I'm picking is Kevin's side. Shout out to all you haters. Shout out to all you motivators. You did it. Because there's plenty of people in your life that don't see your vision and they don't fuck with you. But that's alright. You gotta fuck with yourself more than God fucked with you. Because he left here without you. He ain't coming back. That's what they tell you in that book. To keep your ass looking at that carrot on the end of that stick attached to that string. Donkey ass. We gonna make some waffles today. We're gonna make some waffles today. I'm gonna make some waffles. Alright. But anyway, let's get into it. That's my take on the politics, stock market, all wrapped in one. I ain't gonna stay too long on that topic. You can do your own research. Do your own research. I always do that because that's the greatest skill you're gonna ever learn in any type of institution. You feel me? That's prison. That's college. That's high school. They don't teach you that shit in high school. Well, they do. But see, research is so important, it'll save your life, my nigga. Like, no cap. They wait to tell you that until you fuck up. Go research some shit and learn something. That way you get some wisdom. That's what they call it. Be wise. Always ask God for something different. You feel me? You need to be asking God. When you're praying, you're really praying to your inner self, your inner voice. You need to be asking your God for something that's not physical. Okay? Something that you can't even do without him. If you can do it without him, don't ask him for it. Or you're going to always block your blessings. Always asking for shit you can do yourself. Anyway, so lock into the stock market. This is the perfect time to figure out something. You can test it out. Just, get your feet wet. But I would always say, don't risk no amount of money that you're not willing to lose. You know what I mean? Don't. I mean, that's just a fact of life, right? But it's a fact of life, but that comes with knowing what a budget is, and a lot of you people are ashamed to have a budget or live on a budget. So, but you need to budget these things. Like, you need to have a budget for investing. You need to have a budget for groceries. You need to have a budget for your cell phone bill. You need to have a budget for, if you like marijuana, you need to have a budget for it. That way, you can watch your finances, but not watch your finances, if that makes sense. But if you never even try to watch your finances at all, good luck keeping up. Okay, that's it. That's all I can say. So it's two skills. I ain't gonna say that's all I can say, but this is what you need to get out there. Smaller conversation about what's going on in the world. 3 things actually. You need to stay current so you know what's going on. You also need to learn how to research. That's the greatest skill you're gonna get from any institution. And then you also need to, the third thing was budget. You need to figure out a budget for the things that you want to do, the things that you want to accomplish, things that you desire, your needs, your wants, yada, yada, yada. Like, your brain is wired to where they didn't fuck you up. You only learn from trauma. They didn't fuck you up. So a nigga can, you only drawn to things that seems real, but you're really only drawn to trauma. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Because you're trying to find common ground. You're trying to find where you alike with something. But we all got pain, baby. So that's where they fuck you over at, with your pain. They do it every time. Every single time. It don't matter who, everybody that thing you feel like that's against you, what they do, take advantage of your pain points. So when you get that in check, you'll be impervious. And you ladies will be impregnable. Look that one up. But so that's that on the stock market and the politics. Shout out to the president. Talking this shit, holding his nuts. Big white monkey nuts. Yeah, I said it. I was the first to say it. Matter of fact, I deleted my Facebook when he became president the first time, because my first post was like, yo, you gotta let this nigga do his job first. How would you feel if you got on the job and it's your first week and you ain't even did the job yet and they trying to fire you? See, that's what y'all did to him. And that's what I didn't like, because all of y'all working bullshit jobs that you don't like ain't getting you nowhere in life. Because you don't know how to manage your money. You're ashamed to budget. You're ashamed to be a contributing member of society. Because you're trying to be cool. You're still trying to be cool, huh? I'm going to tell you what's not cool. Being broke. Being a fucking hater. You feel me? Being a lack of motivation. Being a source of the lack of motivation. Nigga, what? Don't nobody want to fuck with that. So you got to stay inspired. You got to stay on your track. You got to stay locked into your process.
Shit the beat.